Welcome to Fightmaster Yoga, where it's not about the pose and you don't need to be perfect. I'm Leslie Fightmaster. Today's practice is a 45-minute Hatha yoga practice. Sit up nice and tall, come into your Ujjayi breathing, and remember, be right where you are and content with each and every breath and every movement. Release your hands and make your way onto your back. Draw your right knee into your chest. Keep the left knee bent as you circle your right ankle in one direction and then the other. And then reaching the right leg up. Just extend it up any amount. You can use a yoga strap or a belt if you have one. Hold on behind the leg or by the foot. Option to extend your left leg out and point the toes up toward the sky. And just breathe here, drawing the right hip forward, allowing your hamstrings to start to stretch out a bit. And as you breathe and relax your shoulders and your jaw, find some peace in this pose and in this moment. Now take your left hand on your left hip to remind it to stay down as your right leg goes to the right. Any amount. Again, hold it anywhere. Look over your left shoulder if that feels fine on your neck. And your right leg can be straight or it can be bent. So this is your body and your practice. So listen to what messages your body gives you. Check into what works, what doesn't work, and move with your best effort without overdoing it. Inhale to center. Exhale, take your left hand to the right leg and guide it to the left for a twist. Again, hold the leg anywhere, knee bent or straight. Look over your right shoulder if you wish. And just breathe. And check in if you have any tension that you can let go of in this moment. Inhale the leg to center. As you exhale, draw it in a little deeper, perhaps lifting the head and shoulders. Pull the belly in and play with reaching the fingertips forward instead of holding the leg. And then release it. So the right knee bends and draw your left knee into the chest, circling left ankle in one direction and then in the other direction. Inhale to extend your left leg toward the sky. Draw your left hip forward and option to extend the right leg straight onto the mat, pointing the toes up. Remember, hold the left leg anywhere. Use a strap. Hold on to your pants or your shorts, whatever works for you. And then just breathe. Focus in on keeping your Ujjayi pranayama, your victorious breath, smooth and steady. And we'll take just a couple more breaths as you breathe here. Maybe you can go in a little deeper, but never pushing. Take your right hand onto your hip as you open the leg to the left, knee bent or straight, looking over the right shoulder if it's comfortable. And remember to trust that you are exactly where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this day, in this life. Take another long, smooth breath here. And then inhale, come back to center with your leg. Exhale, use your right hand to guide it to the right, looking left. Bend the knee or straighten the leg without locking the knee. Turn your belly up toward the sky. As you breathe, allow yourself to settle in. Trust that your body knows where to go, and enjoy each breath. Inhale through center. As you exhale, option to lift the head and shoulders, pull the belly in and up, and then option to extend the fingertips forward instead of holding the leg, and then release it. Hug your knees into your chest and just rock a little bit here side to side. Then roll off to your right side. We'll come up carefully. Use your left hand to press up. The head comes last. And then come into a cross-legged position, sitting nice and tall. Ground through the sitting bones. Lengthen the spine. Sweep the arms out, around, and up as you inhale. Exhale, right hand to left knee and left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, twist, rolling the left shoulder open. So every time you breathe in, see if you can lengthen a little bit more. And every time you exhale, maybe without forcing, you can twist in a little deeper. Head to center, inhale. And then next inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. Keep your ribs in. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind. Sit tall as you inhale and twist as you exhale. Mostly twisting through the rib cage and the chest and the upper back. Try and roll your right shoulder back a bit if you can. And make sure the left shoulder rolls back as well a little bit to keep your collarbones nice and wide. Now come to center. Put your fingertips in front. Inhale, nice long spine. You can stay or exhale, walk forward, hinging from your hip creases, any amount. Get even, rest your head on your hands if you'd like. Or if you have blocks handy, you can rest your head on blocks. Whatever feels comfortable. We'll stay just a few long breaths as we stretch open the hips a bit. Being content exactly with where you are. Inhale and come up. Bring your hands behind you and switch the cross of your legs so the other shin is in front. Again, ground through the sitting bones, lengthen tall. Reach your arms in front, interlace your fingers, and then turn your palms out. Inhale, take your arms up, maybe a little bit in front of your ears or toward the ears, whatever works. And then exhale, turn to your left. Same idea as before. Inhale, create length. Exhale, twist. But you'll find it's a bit more challenging because now you're using all of your internal muscles to twist instead of having your hands to help it along. So do the best you can. Relax around the neck. Inhale through center. Exhale, release the hands. And then bring the hands forward. Put the other pinky on the bottom as you interlace. Exhale, palms out. Inhale, arms up, any amounts. So if your shoulders are tight, exhale, turn to your right. Now you won't turn to your right if you have tight shoulders. Well, you could. But if your shoulders are tight, don't worry about getting the arms up by the ears. Just do your best in this moment. That's all any of us can ever do. Keep your breath steady and smooth. Inhale, lengthen. Next, inhale, center, and release the hands. And then we'll come forward onto the hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And inhale, bring your chest forward, lift your chin and tailbone up. Hold your breath in a little bit, and then exhale, slowly round, nice long exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, pull the belly in and up, lift your pelvic floor muscles. Again, long breath in as you come into cow pose, widening through your collarbones. And then as you exhale slowly into cats, press away from the earth, round the upper back, pull the ribs and belly in, lift your pelvic floor. Come to neutral spine. Still wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend your right leg back, tuck the toes, and then lift it up without letting your hip open. So try pointing the toes to the earth. Keep the ribs and belly pulling in, left arm forward. So really here, engaging your lower belly muscles and your pelvic floor muscles will help your body to feel lighter as you stay and breathe here. Just another breath or two. And then release back to table. We'll do left leg back. Tuck the toes under. So keep the leg in the same position. You can even keep the foot on the floor. When you lift the left leg, if you do, lift it from the inner thigh. Drop the outer hip. So your hips are level. You can even check with your hand back there. And then reach your right arm forward. So stretch as if you are pressing your left sole of the foot onto a wall and reaching your right fingertips against a wall. Keep those ribs and belly drawing in and up, and the pelvic floor muscles, all the muscles engaged. And then release. Back to table, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips still. And then reach your right arm up toward the sky. Inhale, exhale, sweep it underneath the left, come onto the right shoulder. Take your left hand, pulling your left hip back, and then rest it at the low back, or reach around and hook the thigh. Option to extend your left leg back, tucking the toes under, and then drop that outer left hip down. See if you can roll your left shoulder open and maybe even start to move, turning the back of the head onto the mat. Be careful of your neck though. Breathing here. It's a nice twist for the shoulders. And then come back to center. Make sure wrists are still under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll do the left side. So as you inhale, lift your left arm up toward the sky. Exhale, sweep it under the right. Come onto the left shoulder. You use your right hand to pull the right hip back so hips are level. You can even check and just kind of windshield wiper your hand there. Take the hand to the low back or reach around to hook onto the left thigh. Option to extend the right leg back. And then as you're breathing here, do your best to roll the right shoulder open. Maybe even turn your chin toward the sky a little bit, as long as your neck is good with it. So you get a little neck stretch as well as the shoulders and the twist. And then slowly release back into table. And then walk your hands about a handprint in front of the shoulders. Turn your inner elbows forward. Press into the thumb, first finger side of the hand a little more. Come to down dog and keep your knees soft. Spread your fingers. Press into the base of your fingers. And then exhale, extend the right leg. And then inhale, bend them both. Exhale, extend the left leg. Inhale, bend both. Exhale, straighten the right knee as much as it will. Inhale, bend both knees. Exhale, straighten the left knee as much as it will. And inhale, bend both knees, stretch back, and then straighten both legs as much as they will without forcing anything. So try and get some length through the spine here as you press into the base of those fingers, moving the weight up toward the hips, then down toward the heels. Look forward and step your feet all the way to the front. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine halfway up. Exhale, fold forward and bend your knees as much as you like. Press down through the feet. Inhale, circle the arms out, around, and up. Keep your ribs and belly in. And then exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to practice a little bit of balance. Tree pose. So ground down through the left leg first. And then picking up your right foot, take your foot anywhere below or above your knee. Find a spot to focus on as you settle in, dropping the right hip down and squeezing the left hip in towards center. And if you wobble and you fall out, thank yourself for trying so hard that you actually had to come out of the pose. Now release the arms and then the leg, and we'll do the other side, grounding through the right leg. And then left foot. You can keep the ball of the foot on the floor today if you like, or take the foot below or above the knee. And then drop that left hip down. Oops. Sometimes I have some trouble balancing. Today was one of those days, especially on a picnic table. That was wobbly. No excuses though. Reach the arms up when you're ready. Keep squeezing the right hip in towards center. Engage your bandhas. Low belly lifting, pelvic floor engaging. Those are your bandhas. Soften around your neck. Release the arms, release the leg, and turn to the long side of your mat. Step your feet out nice and wide so your wrists would be over your ankles. Turn your right leg all the way out and your back toes in slightly. Inhale, arms to shoulder height, and exhale, bend the knee, warrior two. Dropping front hip down and making sure your knee is right above your middle toes. Press your back thigh back and turn your palms to the sky. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach up. Exhale, sink in again. Try and lift your back inner thigh just a little bit up toward the sky. Lengthen through all four sides of your waist. Inhale, straightening the leg, reach arms up. Exhale, bending in. Again, just make sure the knee is above the ankle, pointed over the middle toes. Want to keep the knee safe. Relax around your neck and reach through your arms. Press down into your front heel and the outer edge of your back foot. And then dropping your left arm reverse, exhale, bend into your right knee just for a breath. Now straighten the right leg, but keep reversing. Take a breath here. And then as you inhale, come on up, both legs straight. Shorten your stance if you like to for triangle. It's just an option. Hinge from your front hip crease. Reach out as far as you can. Take the right hand wherever it lands. On the shin, on the foot, on a block, on the earth. If you're taking it to a block or to the mat, put it on the little toe side so you can draw your right hip under you, leaning your torso over the thigh. So a shorter stance. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, sweep it down in front of you. Take it behind your back to rest there, or you could hook it onto the right thigh. A shorter stance in triangle pose can feel more stable and steady. A longer stance will give you more stretch, but then you want to make sure that you really engage the muscles if you take the longer stance. Look down to the foot. Inhale, come up. Bring your feet to parallel. Turn the left leg out, back toes in. If you shorten the stance for triangle, lengthen it again, and then bend your left knee over the ankle, warrior two. Make sure you've lined up your knee above the ankle and point it over the middle toes. Back inner thigh lifting. Turn your palms up. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, rebend. Reach through your arms. Even here, pull in through the lower belly. Engage your pelvic floor muscles. I just want to keep a little bit of engagement for stability. Palms face up. Inhale, straighten the leg, arms reach. Exhale, bend the knee again. Widen across your collarbones. Draw your shoulder blades gently toward the waist as they press forward toward the chest. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach through the arms, and exhale, sink in. Perhaps a little bit deeper, but never forcing. Making sure the back arm is as high as the front. Shoulders are right above your hips. Firm the back thigh, lift the back inner thigh, and keep the right knee pointed over the middle toes. Breathe. Now dropping the right arm reverse. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Relax around the neck. Keep reversing as you straighten the left leg. And then inhale, come up. You can stay with the longer stance or shorten it. Hinge from your front hip crease, reach out, and then take the hand down wherever it falls. And it might be different on the second side. Stretch up through your right fingertips. Press into the big toe mound of the left foot, pressing your calf toward your shin, making sure the knees aren't locked. Remember, draw the left hip underneath you. Look up toward your top hand unless it bothers the neck. Reach your right arm forward, inhale. Exhale, sweep it down and around to the low back or hook it onto the thigh. Rolling your top shoulder open and bringing your bottom ribs forward, spinning the top ribs back as you breathe here. Find some ease and comfort, even though you're firming all of those muscles in your body. Look down to the foot. Inhale, come up. Bring your feet to parallel, and we'll turn the right leg out again, setting up for triangle pose. If you have a yoga block, it does help in this one, but if not, no worries. Hinge from the hip, reach out and down. Right hand wherever it falls. We're going to move into half moon pose this time, but you can stay right in triangle the whole time. Your call. Right hand to hip, look down to the earth, bend the knee. Take your right hand in front of you on the little toe side of the foot and line up your wrist underneath your shoulder. If you're steady, you can reach your left arm up. Lots and lots of engagement in the core muscles and the pelvic floor. Reach your left sitting bone toward the heel and point your toes straight ahead, if you can. Return your hand to the hip. We're going back to triangle pose. Bend that front knee. Take your hand back to your shin or wherever it was. Straighten the leg. Reach up. Triangle. Take a breath here. Then look down. Inhale. Come up. We'll do the second side. Feet to parallel. Make sure you have enough room. I'm going to move so I don't fall off of the table. Left leg out. Back toes in. Lined up heel to arch with your feet. Arms at shoulder height. Hinge from the hip crease. Reach out. Get some length. Taking the hand down wherever it reaches. Doesn't have to be close to the earth at all. Reach through the right arm. Stretching through the side body. It's a good lateral stretch for your spine. Take your right hand to your hip. You can stay in triangle or look down, bending the front leg, and then take your hand on the little toe side of your foot, lining up your wrist with your shoulder. Stretch through the right arm or not. And then reach your right sitting bone toward the heel. Firm those muscles in the pelvic floor and the belly and through the legs. And relax your gaze. Return your hand to your hip. We're going back to triangle. So bend the front knee. Take the back foot down and then slide your left hand back onto the leg. Reach your right arm up. Look down toward the front foot. Inhale to center. Take your feet to parallel, point your toes in a little, hands to hips. Firm the leg muscles. Inhale, look up toward the sky. Hinge from your hip creases as you exhale. Take your fingertips down. Then inhale, make a nice long spine, chest forward. And keep your right hand down, left arm up, twist. Now check that your hips are still level. They're going to want to turn when you twist, but try and twist from above the waist. If you can keep your hips level, you can take your right hand over towards your left foot some more, twisting deeper. Just an option. Keep your breath steady, turning above your waist. Now bring the hands to center. Once again, inhale, lengthen from the crown of your head all the way to your hips. Keep your left hand down, turn your rib cage in your chest, keep your hips level, and then reach up through the right arm. Even here with a twist, every inhale you can create length, every exhale twist a little deeper. If you're going to take it deeper with your left hand toward the right foot, double check that your hips are still level. Take another big breath here. And then release, come back to center. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, all the way to center. And now we'll turn the toes out and the heels in. Rest your hands on your thighs, just above your knees. Tilt your pelvis forward a little bit. Pull in the belly and gently rock side to side as long as it's okay with your knees. Take your arms out at shoulder height. and then just come to center. Now interlace your fingers in front of you. Press your palms out like we did earlier. Inhale, lift the arms any amount. Try to straighten the elbows if you can. Drop your sitting bones down toward the earth and lift your frontal hip points up towards your lower ribs. Slowly straighten the legs. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms. And we'll do it one more time. Take a breath here. And then exhale, start to bend the knees again. Make sure your knees are still in line with your middle toes. Drop your tailbone down. Lift your frontal hip points up. Gently rock side to side with your hands just above your knees, as long as your knees are fine with that. And then taking the arms out to shoulder heights. A little more rocking, and then come to center. Drop those sitting bones down. Lift your pelvic floor. Pull your belly in and up. Bring the hands in front. Interlace the other pinky on the bottom. Turn your palms out. Inhale. Take the arms up as much as you can comfortably. Soften the muscles around your neck. And then gently turn the corners of your mouth up. Slowly begin to straighten your legs. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, arms at shoulder height. Hold the breath in, step or hop together, and turn and face the front of your mat. Back to Tadasana. Take your feet hip socket distance apart or even a little bit wider. Keep your right foot in the front, step your left foot back, but then square up your hips and shoulders to the front so your left toes face the front left corner of your mat. Line up heel to heel or wider. Make sure that back knee doesn't feel bad. Right hand to low back, left arm up. Inhale. Hinge from your hip creases as you reach out, out, out. And then take the left hand to the inside of the foot or to the shin or to the little toe side of the foot. Pull the right hip back, turning your torso, but keep your hips level. And then reach your right arm up. Or not. You can keep your right hand at your low back. Engage and lift your pelvic floor muscles in your belly. As you inhale, lengthen from the crown of the head to the belly. Exhale, turn your rib cage and your chest, twisting. Return your right hand to the low back. Now move your left hand over to the left and a little in front of you. Bending your right leg. We're going to lift the left leg up from the inner thigh, just like we did on hands and knees, keeping those hips nice and level. Lengthen, lengthen, inhale. Turn again toward the right side and reach up through the right arm or not. You can keep it down. Line up your wrist underneath your shoulder. In fact, if you're looking at my pose, my right hand could be, or left hand could be a little bit more forward. Release and step your feet together. I still like myself though. Inhale, lengthen and fold. Exhale. And just release your neck, nodding at your head yes or no. Hands to hips. Inhale, come up with a nice long spine, and we'll do the other leg. Begin to ground down and step your right foot back. Turn your right toes toward the front right corner of the mat so hips and shoulders square to the front. Heel to heel or wider. Left hand to low back, reach right arm up. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, hinging from your hip creases, reach forward and then down. Right hand to big toe side or little toe side of the foot or on the shin. Inhale, lengthen again as you pull that left hip back. Make sure your hips are level. You can use your left hand to check. When you're ready, reach the left arm toward the sky. Press into the big toe mound of your left foot, pressing the calf to shin, making sure that your muscles are firmed without locking knees. And engage those bandhas. Really helps in this one. Imagine you have a block you're holding between your inner thighs. Return your hand to your low back. Take your right hand to the right and in front of you. Bending the left leg will float the right leg up like a warrior three. Get your wrist under the shoulder. Lengthen your torso. Inhale. As you exhale, start to turn to your left and maybe reach the left arm up. Now really engage, again, I say it a lot, but engage the low belly and the pelvic floor muscles, all of them. Keep dropping your lifted leg hip down. Return your feet together and then fold. Grab your elbows. Knees can be bent or straight. Feet hips width or even wider, and rock side to side a moment. Being content right where you are. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come up. Feet together or hip socket distance apart, outer edges of your feet parallel. Inhale, circle the arms up. As you exhale, hinge from your hip creases and fold. As you inhale, lengthen, nice long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step to plank. Now hold plank a bit, so take your knees down as you like. If your knees are up, gently lift them toward the sky. Pull the belly in, shift forward, lower all the way down to your belly. Hands by low ribs, all 10 toenails press down. Inhale, cobra. Pull your belly away from the earth. Lengthen sitting bones to heels. Release. Tuck your toes under. Knees can be up or down. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Press, press, press to plank. And then lift the hips, down dog. Arms, shoulders distance, and feet hips width. Spin your triceps back, the outer upper arms. Press into the thumb and first finger sides of your hands a little bit more. Then looking forward, take your knees to the mat and come onto your forearms, interlacing your fingers. Line up your elbows under the shoulders, then tuck your toes and lift up and start to press back for dolphin. Gently lift your shoulders away from the earth. Pull your ribs and belly in as you breathe here. Press down into the hands, forearms, a little bit into the elbows, and then lift away with the shoulders and the upper back muscles. And then come down to the knees. We'll uninterlace. Make sure that your wrists and your elbows are in line, and elbows under shoulders. Point your thumbs up to the sky just to start, and then if you'd like, you can take your palms flat. But we still want that action of turning your triceps back toward your feet and your inner upper arms forward toward your hands a bit. Lift your shoulders, then step your feet back and ripple the spine forward for dolphin plank. Chest is moving forward. Try to get your hips and your shoulders in the same line, but remember, you can always take your knees down here. Engage the pelvic floor and the belly. Engage the leg muscles, firming outer hips in. Crown of the head lengthens forward. Don't let that head drop. Take your knees down and lower all the way down onto your belly and rest. Let everything go for a few breaths. You are so much stronger than you know. And to prove it, we'll do dolphin plank once again. Elbows under shoulders, palms flat, come up onto the knees, and then lift them off of the mat. This time, step your feet together. Squeeze outer hips, inner thighs. You can always have your knees down. Chest is wide. Keep the crown of the head lengthening forward. If you drop the head, you're going to drop the flow of prana or energy. So we want to keep that energy flowing freely through your body. Breathe and release. Rest. Nice job. See how strong you are? I knew it. Find some peace and contentment here for a moment. And then take your forearms down again. Draw your shoulders up, back, and down. And pull your belly up away from the earth and lengthen your sitting bones toward the heels. Make sure the elbows are still under the shoulders. Do your best to keep your collarbones wide. So we're giving nice little back bend, opening the front of the body. Stretching open the heart and breathe. Lower down and rest. Letting everything go for a moment. And then back onto the forearms. Spread your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. Lifting up Sphinx pose. Press extra into the thumb side of the hands. Option to lift the elbows, but only if your low back is okay with it. So you really got to lift your lower belly in and up. Tilt your pelvis down toward the mat. So hip points are lifting toward low ribs and sitting bones lengthening towards the backs of the knees. Release. Let everything go. And then extend the arms forward. Pull your belly up. Lengthen sitting bones to heels. Inner thighs lift toward the sky. Lift everything into Shalabhasana. Keep the back of your neck long. You can stay here working or swim the arms back. Reach for the little toe sides of the feet. Knees no wider than hips as you lift the feet up, pressing them back. Steady breath. Try and relax around the neck and the jaw. And make sure if this hurts your low back, then come out of it. And then let's all come out of it. Bring your hands by your low ribs, elbows up. Press up onto the knees and take your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Knees can be wide or together. Make it comfy. Kind of move around in there a little bit. Stretch your arms forward. Press into the base of your fingers so you're pressing your back nice and long. And then if you want to take your hands someplace else, maybe rest your forehead on them or take your hands by your sides, whatever's comfy. Deep, long breaths. And remember, you were born with infinite possibility. Yes, you were. So you have that within you. Take a moment to connect to it. Now reach your arms forward. Make sure they're shoulders distance apart. Bring your knees together if they were wide. Up onto the knees. Turn the inner elbows gently forward for down dog. Stretch up and back. Make sure to spread your fingers, pressing into the base of your fingers, lifting the forearms. Then looking forward, we're coming to seated. So step or hop and sit. And then extend the legs in front of you, Dandasana. Sit up nice and tall. You can sit on the edge of a blanket or a pillow to lengthen your spine. Bend your right knee. Inhale, reach both arms up. Turn toward the left leg a little and hinge from the hips to fold. Hold the leg anywhere. Hold the sides of the mat. Use a strap. Take your foot, whatever works. Every inhale, lengthen from your hips to the crown of your head. Every exhale, release into it little by little. Keep pulling your left toes back and press your left heel down to firm that leg. Inhale, head up. Now reach your arms forward and come up with arms straight. I know it's a little harder, but you're strong. Extend the right leg and bend the left sole of the foot to the right inner thigh. Pull the right toes back, keep that heel down. Inhale, arms up. Turn a little toward the straight leg. Hinge from the hip creases to come forward. Holding the leg anywhere. You know it never matters how deep you get into a stretch. It just matters how it feels. And if you feel a little stretch, then your body is taking in the yoga because the circulation is happening through your body and it's so good for you. Keep pulling your right toes back. Breathe. Now reach your arms forward and come up with a nice flat back as you inhale, using those back muscles. Release. Bend both knees. Carefully roll yourself onto your back. Keep the feet on the floor, knees bent. And take your hips a little to the left and drop your knees to the right. Looking over the left shoulder. And if you want to go deeper, you could cross your left knee on top of the right. For a twist, try and turn your belly up toward the sky. So along with your infinite possibilities, you were born with gifts that you have been given. So pass on the love that you have, because you have a special gift that nobody else has, because there's only one you. Bring your head to center, bring your knees to center, take your hips over to the right a little, drop your knees to the left. Looking over your right shoulder, if that's okay, on your neck. Going deeper if you wish by crossing right knee over left. Turn your belly toward the sky. And then surrender, sink in. Allow your body to relax into the twist. Enjoying right where you are, being content with your pose and your breath, with you. Inhale, head to center, knees to center, hips to center. Draw the knees in toward the belly for a moment, rocking side to side. And now we'll set up for our final resting pose. So lengthen your sitting bones toward the backs of your knees. Stretch out the legs, or if your low back is a little cranky, you can keep your knees bent. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Let your body just be very heavy and relaxed. Our quote today comes from Oprah Winfrey. Love her. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. Quiet mind, quiet body, a short Shavasana rest. Now, if you would like a longer Shavasana, which I highly recommend, push the pause button, stay as long as you like. Otherwise, deep breaths, move your hands and your feet, stretch your arms overhead. Bend the knees, roll onto your right side, pause, honor yourself, thank yourself for showing up and taking great care of you. Make your way up to seated, sitting tall, bring your hands together. Bring your hands to your forehead, reminding you to have clear and loving thoughts. Bring your hands to your heart center, reminding you to have clear and loving intentions. Bring your hands to your mouth, reminding you to have clear and loving communications, sending this positive energy we created to all beings everywhere. Namaste. When my sons were born, I had 2 C-sections. C-section, they cut through the entire abdominal area. And so I was very, very weak in my core. I learned how to strengthen it through yoga, and I want you to have a strong core too. Whether you've had a C-section or not, we can all benefit from core strength to move through poses gracefully, avoid pain, and so many wonderful things. So in the description below, I have a link so you can get a free core class. It's also pinned at the top of the comments. if you liked today's Hatha yoga class, I have another one right here that people really love. So click this link.